I'm Marta Czurylowicz. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. Let's start off in the Atlantic. Monday evening, those storms kind of moved out of Newfoundland and, well, it's pretty clear skies across the Atlantic for you. The story really is the heat. In Halifax, it's 27, feeling like 30, so that's slightly above seasonal, which is around 24 for this time of year. Taking a quick look into Wednesday, that's what it's 24 in Halifax, feeling like 28, so getting a little bit closer to normal seasonal temperatures. Taking a look at the thunderstorm energy across Ontario, you can see the storms moving through northwestern Ontario and then stopping here just Tuesday morning. A slight chance of some storms in through the shores of Huron, Georgian Bay area. Let that system move through and you can see some more severe storms popping up around southwestern Ontario in through Tuesday evening and Wednesday. That's the risk area for Tuesday, with the potential of heavy rainfall and some strong wind gusts, and then a larger risk area where you could see some possible storms popping up. Moving into the prairie provinces, well, Monday evening, those risks were in the northern parts of the provinces in through Tuesday morning. And let's take a quick look at Edmonton. So we're just going to take a quick look at where the risk is in through Tuesday for the prairie provinces. You can see it's clear in the northern part of them and just a slight risk in the southern parts and in through northwestern Ontario and just on the foothills there. Possibility for some heavy rainfall and small hail, but non-isolated storms. This is just a quick look at that low that's moving across the northern part of the prairies, and where I really want to draw your attention is into the southern part of BC, where there's a heat warning in place for the southern part of BC in through the Okanagan. The temperatures in Vancouver 26, Victoria 28, Nanaimo 26. That's in through Tuesday. And just taking a look at the northern part of the province, Fort Nelson 19, Prince George 26, 27 in Terrace. And of course, we love seeing your photos, that beautiful double rainbow video. That was a nice change for Edmonton. Please send them to me at Marta Czur on Twitter, or you can send them to the Weather Network. Let's take a quick look across the country for the temperatures on Tuesday afternoon. Like I said, 23 in Regina, 20 in Calgary, 28 in Winnipeg, with that little risk of thunderstorms. Your local start now. I'm Marta Czurylowicz. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. Let's take a look at the precipitation forecast for British Columbia. Well, you can see moving in through Tuesday and through the overnight, that risk is just in the northern parts of the province in through Alberta, and you can see the southern part of BC remains quite dry. So this next map shows the moisture just lingering in the northern parts of the provinces and just a high pressure area pumping like hot, warm air into the southern part of BC, where we actually do have some wildfires that are causing an evacuation alert for people in Oliver. So you can see the estimated size is 120 hectares for this Eagle Bluff fire, and down here there's another fire estimated size of 403 hectares as well. Moving into the prairies, you can see a system moving down, and with that it brings some rain with it just along the foothills here. And that is going to bring some risk for the areas into the southern parts of the prairies. Non-severe thunderstorms, some heavy rainfall and small hail in through the southern parts of the prairies. You could see some more active weather just along the foothills here and into Ontario. And just some of the temperatures for you: Medicine Hat 26, Regina 23. And this is where the thunderstorm energy is moving. It's moving into Ontario. You can see the lingering storms in through the shores of Huron into Georgian Bay. That's going to be sparking up some storms into southwestern Ontario, right over here in through London and Windsor. But let's take a look at Nathan Coleman and Mark Robinson and what you should do if you're stuck outside in severe weather. The town near that fire. Here's just a quick look at where it's burning. This is the one that we were seeing on the screen there, but there's also another one called Richter Mountain. It's just over here at 403 hectares. Let's take a look though at the risk for Ontario. In Monday, it is through northeastern Ontario where we could see the risk for severe thunderstorms, but into Tuesday, it's moving into southern Ontario with the first round of severe thunderstorms through the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay, and then then in through the evening, it sort of comes into the risk area for London and Windsor. In through the northern parts of the prairies and British Columbia, you can see that risk is here for some severe thunderstorms in through Monday evening. But it's really the heat that we're looking at in through British Columbia where those wildfires have sparked up on Monday. This area is looking like some pretty hot temperatures. Just a quick overview of the conditions across the country for Tuesday. Calgary 20, as you can see, 33 in Kelowna, BC. Let's take a look at what you can do with plastic. Some of the companies are actually turning plastic into profit. Rachel Schutzen has more on that. Amazing to look at. I'm Marta Czurylowicz. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. Let's take a look at the systems across the country. Let's take a look at something that, you probably haven't heard before, a beach Zamboni that cleans the shores in Newfoundland and Labrador. It was a beautiful display of lights across the north, and our friends down south had a chance to look at the northern lights as well. The alert system works a little later in the show. Let's start off with just a quick general forecast. Looks like rain for you all around the GTA, Kitchener, Markham, Burlington, and Pickering. Looks like a wet couple of days for you, and here is why. The future radar shows a cluster of storms traveling through this area here in through the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. That's going to be the storms in the morning. There'll be showers, non-severe in nature, but in Tuesday afternoon, you can see some pretty big cells forming around the GTA, and you could see some severe thunderstorms for you there. And this risk map just shows extreme southwestern Ontario, London and Windsor. That's where you can see heavy rainfall and strong wind gusts. Everywhere else, there could be some severe pop-up thunderstorms. So if you're in Mississauga, you might not necessarily see something, but in Toronto, you may. Here's a look at Tuesday afternoon in Toronto, 27, and by the evening, it's 23. Now let's take a look at how that alert system works.
So you decide to pony up and buy an inflatable pool. The trouble...
I definitely wouldn't have thought of that. So Nathan, that's a pretty cool pool hack, and good on you for reusing that water bottle.